details of the language, like capitals, punctuation, spelling, things like that. But revising is all about adding and moving and changing to really improve our writing. So we started talking about show not tell with Mrs. Elwood, really focusing in on those feelings and deciding, you know, I'm not going to say just I felt happy. That's not exciting for a reader. So you worked on using actions, things that were happening to show that I feel happy. If I feel happy, maybe I was jumping up and down saying yay. But I didn't just say I feel happy. Yesterday, we started to look a little bit at another way that you could be revising your writing. You started looking at the action words. And you started really slowing down your writing in that big thing that happened by making that verb a lot more exciting, a lot more detailed. So I didn't just close the door, I slammed the door quickly. Okay? So you're adding that detail and stretching it to really paint a picture for your writer. Can you imagine if you were reading a story and it was just quick, simple, no detail? Would you be interested? No. The more detail, the better. The more engaged your reader's going to be. Today we're going to continue with one more piece of revising that you can do with your writing once you're finished. We're going to be looking at including figurative language in our writing. Today's lesson is going to be very, very short on figurative language. Figurative language can take us weeks to go through. Today is just a very brief, quick intro so that if you have any understanding of figurative language already, you can try it out. But over the next few days, we'll go a little deeper in it to help you out if you're not quite sure about figurative language. Okay? So, today's goal for you is going to be to identify different types of figurative language. When I use that word identify, I'm not expecting everyone to be able to use all different types of figurative language today. That's not my expectation. You might go to a level 4 today and start using figurative language. Awesome. But really today, I'm just expecting you to be able to read a sentence and say, hey, that right there is a metaphor. Hey, that sentence over there, that's a simile. Okay? That's our goal for today. Go ahead and turn to someone next to you, and I want you to repeat what our learning goal is. Make sure they know what it is, and make sure you know what it is. Focusing on that word identify. Go ahead and go.
And you can figure out that.
Eyes and ears back up here in 3, 2, 1, and 0. Mr. Biddle came in yesterday and so kindly gave us one of these fun things, but I'm not proficient yet. So I appreciate your patience with me as I try to kind of set this up so it's going to work. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a few minutes to go through a few different types of figurative language pieces. 5th and 6th graders, this might bring back some of your previous knowledge. 4th graders, it's just a brief intro. Again, we're identifying. Is that a simile or is that a metaphor? Is that a hyperbole? I don't expect you to create them. I just expect you to know what the difference is. Okay? So let's start with alliteration. I don't think alliteration is really one that you're going to be using a ton in your writing. I think it shows up more in poetry. But alliteration is where you're going to have the same sound or letter at the beginning of each word and maybe a sentence or phrase. So for example, ooh, they went big. I'm going to do the V one because I think that's impressive. They did V's. Voracious volcanoes vibrated the valley very violently. Alliteration is using that same letter or sound for multiple words in a sentence or phrase. Okay? Hyperbole is exaggeration. It's exaggeration to the point where that could never, ever happen in real life. It's like impossible. It's so exaggerated. So I know you've waited 1,000,000 light years to learn about hyperboles. Is it possible for us to ever wait 1,000,000 light years? No, that's an exaggeration. It's something super extreme. You may have waited maybe a couple days, maybe even a year, but you didn't wait millions of light years. That's an exaggeration of the amount of time you waited. Andrew, no. Idioms is the third one. Idioms are phrases that mean something different than what they actually say. Yeah. So, for example, down at the bottom, don't chicken out. Well, they're not really talking about a chicken, right? That's not what that means. Don't turn into a chicken. That's not what that means. They're implying that they don't want you to be scared. Chickening out means it's a phrase or an idiom that means being scared. So an idiom is something that means something different. They're fun, and you kind of have to just start learning them because they exist out there in our culture. There's all kinds of different ones. So that one might take some more practice to learn them. Ooh, I think I know that many of you know this one. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the one for sounds. Boom, bang, splat, slam. Even animal sounds. Woof, moo, neigh. You can see. It's interesting that my iPad.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
I'm going to wait for my onomatopoeias to stop. Thank you. You can see at the bottom, they used the onomatopoeias for an egg cracking on their head. They didn't say the egg cracked on his head. It's splat. Or when he jumped into the pool, they didn't say he jumped into the pool. They said splash. Personification is another great one to be using. Your hint in this one, do you see person at the beginning?
Yeah.
This one is when you're giving human traits humans, people have, to objects, to animals, to things that are not humans. So, for example, is a star a human? No, it doesn't do what humans do. Watch how they use personification. They said the stars are smiling. Humans smile, right? Stars don't smile. The stars are smiling and winking. Again, humans wink. Stars don't wink at us. But I can imagine when they use that personification that they're really trying to paint that picture of a star shining really brightly. Just like when a person smiles, you kind of just shine a little brighter. Winking? Yeah, I imagine when the stars are they look like they're twinkling a bit. But they didn't just say the stars were bright and twinkling. I mean, that's one way to say it. They decided to use personification and make it a little more exciting. Right? So, you know what? One of mine didn't print. We are missing metaphors. Oh, I heard some of you recognizing that one. Let me bring it up on my laptop to show you. Oh, it's not your turn yet. It's my turn still. We are missing similes and metaphors. Notice that this one is on the same page. It's because they are very, very similar. They're very, very similar. So pay very careful attention to this one. A metaphor is saying that one thing is the same as the other thing. It's the same exact thing they're saying. So she is happy as a clam. Or she is a happy clam. They're saying that she is a happy clam. She's not like a happy clam. She's not happy as a clam. She is a happy clam. Okay? Simile is different. Simile is not saying that something is something else. It's saying it's being compared to something else. It's like something else. I'm not saying that she is a clam or a happy clam. I'm saying that she is as happy as a clam. Your big key here is on a simile. You hear the words like and as. Like and as are our key words in a simile. Okay? You're going to get a chance now to practice our learning goal. Again, it was very brief. I know that. Again, our goal today is not to use them. It's to identify the different pieces of figurative language. Your job to test out where you're currently at with that is with your TP, there are 5 different figurative language sentences. Your job is to match the type of figurative language that is being used to that sentence. So for example, if I saw as a sentence, she is as happy as a clam, I hear that word as, so I'm going to draw my line to, I'm sorry, I was backing up. I didn't hear the word as, I heard the word is. Sorry. She is as happy as a clam. When I hear that word, that tells me that it is a simile. So I'm going to draw my line from she is as happy as a clam to simile. Okay? You can turn with someone next to you, knee to knee, eye to eye, and you can work through those different examples. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes for that. Okay? Go ahead and go. I forgot one. Thank you.